Hello my loves, I hope you're doing well. So recently one of my favorite YouTubers, Al, also known as Lil Star Nerd, made a video where they reviewed some acrylic paints and created a painting with them under 2 hours. I really liked the outcome of theirs, so I thought I'd use that idea and attempt to make my own painting in under 2 hours. I'm gonna use acrylic paint as well, and this paint is super cheap paint from Walmart, which tends to be my go-to. I'm gonna be real with you, I tried filming this video once before. I tried painting Mitski and I failed horrifically. I began the process anxious and remained anxious throughout the entirety of the 2 hours. The more time that went by, the more anxious I got, and I was left dissatisfied and uncomfortable because I wanted to stay true to my word. I gave myself 2 hours and 2 hours only, but I couldn't even recognize her. So this time I entered the challenge calm and collected, and good loud it made the difference. I finished with half an hour to spare, coincidentally how Al ended up too, and I'm so happy with the result. Unlike my first attempt, this one turned out so nicely, and I'm actually pretty content with it. The first attempt and this attempt were like polar opposites in terms of artist satisfaction, if that's what you want to call it. I think it partly had to do with my mindset, but also the fact that I was just kind of rusty with acrylics, and the reference picture that I used of Mitski, it was just not suitable for the challenge. As beautiful as Mitski is. I also have subconsciously maybe been wanting to do her justice, so I put way too much focus into it and didn't really look at the bigger picture, you know? I approached this painting like I normally would, and I tried to mix as many colors as I could on the palette as opposed to on the canvas. I'm not particularly good at blending acrylic paints, so I was especially careful not to mess it up because going over it to cover it up would result in more wasted time in my head. I also made sure that my brushstrokes were as intentional as possible. I think that this just goes to show how your mindset can really influence the way you create. I keep comparing my first attempt with this one, but I think it's fun to compare, so deal with it. But anyway, with my first attempt, since I was anxious, I was kind of thinking these negative thoughts and trying to rush myself because I thought I wouldn't be done on time. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it's kind of making me think of when I took the SAT in junior year. Well, they didn't put me in small group testing that I had requested half a year prior to the test, but also I just showed up to it really anxious. I was tired because I was anxious about it the night before, and then I showed up to this school that I never set foot in and saw maybe like 5 people that I knew, but not too well. And then it took us 4 hours to actually be able to start the test. And the whole process just made me really anxious. So anxious, in fact, that I kind of had this silent breakdown mid-test and couldn't complete it. And this always happens to me during standardized tests. Always. The text, it starts to get blurry, and then I can't focus, and then I get these thoughts like, what if I don't finish in time? And as counterproductive and ironic as it is, those very thoughts are the ones that cause me to not finish the test. I ended up getting 1,000 on it and never got to take the SAT again because of Corona, so I'm kind of just stuck with that score, and it was all because of my mindset. Anyway, that was kind of a lot, but I guess it makes sense. I guess it kind of relates to this, I don't know. But yeah, with this second attempt, the paint went on the canvas very smoothly. I had a rough plan for how I was going to approach it, and that little bit of planning ahead and preparing myself mentally and knowing the experience that I just had with my previous painting, well, it only helped me learn, and I think it turned out so darn well. So I know there's this kind of debate in the art education world of the validity of using black paint. I only bring this up because I don't usually use black paint, but I used it in the hair for this painting. I know a lot of people like to use a combination of dark blue and brown, or even dark purple, but I think it's alright to use black. I think Alpe Efe is one of the few big guys in the art community on YouTube who I noticed have brought up this before. And I remember him saying, do whatever you want. Such a cool dude, so easygoing. But yeah, I totally agree. Like, if you want to use black, if that floats your boat, then go for it. Some people don't like it, and if you don't, you do you. I think a lot of people like to get into these nitty-gritty details about what's right and wrong and all this different stuff, but I think we tend to lose sight of the fact that art is subjective. Art is whatever you want it to be. It can be anything really, so why get into a debate over whether we can use black paint or not? I don't know why I'm feeling so preachy today, sorry about that. Oh yeah, in the reference picture, the person I'm painting is on Instagram at Visible June. The picture is from ages ago because I had it saved in my references folder on Instagram for the longest time, but I finally got around to painting it. I believe the person posted it a little over a year ago, if that gives you an idea of how much I procrastinated on this. Alright, looks like we're getting close to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for making it this far, but before we wrap things up, you know the drill. It's artist shoutout time! So for this video, we got my good old pal Hannah. She makes spooky art dolls and some other stuff. Her art account is Work of the Void if you want to go check it out. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. So yeah, I ended this challenge with 30 minutes to spare, which was so surprising but rewarding. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and seeing the process and also listening to me ramble. I can't tell you guys how much your support means to me. I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. And like and subscribe if you're feeling the vibes. Alright, see you guys next time. I love you.